Welcome back. And today we're going to be discussing is Internet Computer Protocol, is ICP right for me, the pathway to $1 trillion market cap. Now, we've previously done deep dives into different cryptocurrencies. Haven't done one in quite a while. As many of you know, we kind of took a little bit of a break from the channel, but I really wanted to kind of revisit Internet Computer Protocol and see where they are because before last year, around this time, Internet Computer just did a huge run up, was really kind of diving into the AI narrative. And I wanted to kind of see, is this still going on? And so let's kind of take a quick look when I'm recording this video so you guys kind of know where we're at. Internet Computer is the 36th cryptocurrency in the market. When we're looking at coin market cap, a $3.3 billion market cap, $6.95. Now, we'll just look at the last 1 year, and you can clearly see significant decline from the highs and even where we were 1 year ago in February here. And at the highs, we were at $19, back down to $7. Big reduction. But again, if we zoom out a little bit further, I guess we go to the all go. I don't know why this chart looks like this. I guess we can just pull up the ICP price. Here we go. So this is the ICP price. And if we kind of zoom out here, you will be able to see, let's see here if we can get it. All right. Now, up, this is saying June 2021. Obviously, when the price of Internet Computer first dropped, it was a significant reduction. But again, if we zoom back out, if we look where we were in 2023, okay, about a year and a half ago, the price was basically $2.80 at the low. And so we're still about 3x that where the low was. And hopefully we're going to have another run up. But yeah, I mean, this looks like bull and bear market in one full year. But anyway, remember what I've been talking about more recently, that we have to also understand the fundamentals of these blockchains. We can't just look at the price and the price movements and say, what's going on, because we do know there's a lot of speculation in these markets. We're seeing meme coins and coins going through the roof in terms of price and market cap. And meanwhile, there's no usage. Nobody's actually building on it. There's no companies behind it. And with Internet Computer, we can clearly see that this is a completely different situation. Even when we're comparing it to the big Solanas and Ethereums of the world, I do believe, based on what we're going to be discussing in today's video, that there is a lot of potential of this blockchain because they're focusing really on where the future of compute is for AI, because obviously AI takes up a lot of compute power. And we've been talking about recently a lot of the Bitcoin mining companies and stocks. They're pivoting to not just mine Bitcoin, but also host the technology needed behind AI. So anyway, we're going to kind of talk about Internet Computer achievements over the last few months, and we're also going to kind of do some updates on some of the stats and kind of really understand where this blockchain is. Remember, this is just an educational video about what the blockchain is. An Internet Computer, I could be wrong about anything and everything that I say. Do your own research. Make sure you guys understand what these blockchains are, how long it's going to take to actually hit this $1 trillion market cap. And don't forget to give the video a free thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss a new video, because there is a pathway to $1 trillion market cap. I mean, if we look here, the market cap currently, when I'm recording this, is just over $3 billion. So effectively, you would need a 300x to, if I'm doing the math right very quickly, 300x would bring us to a $1 trillion market cap. Now, we've seen the likes of Solana going from $3 billion to $150 billion. Ethereum did the same thing. Can Internet Computer actually do that? Well, let's kind of explore some of the things going on in the Internet Computer ecosystem. Number one, they have a very extensive dashboard with all the metrics that you guys need to see to understand where the blockchain is and what they are actually doing. This is from last year, right around the top of the market, and at the time, at least in the first half of 2024. And this is when we were seeing the major pivot in crypto and out of crypto into AI. And this is some of the videos that Dominic was posting that showed kind of what the technology is already capable of. The big difference that you guys are going to be seeing in this video, the big difference between Internet Computer Protocol and all of these other protocols out there, including artificial superintelligence, the coin that is the merged coin of Fetch AI, Ocean Protocol, and Singularity Net. They're talking about what they are going to do, right, with no actual timelines, when Internet Computer is actually doing these things already from the perspective of AI and compute. Dfinity posted this quote from Dominic, who's the founder of Dfinity, which basically created Internet Computer. It says, in the future, we will just talk to AI to create an update, which will result in an almost limitless number of new custom web applications and services being created for every purpose imaginable. And, we already know as well that there is major integrations between Internet Computer Protocol and other blockchains, namely Bitcoin. And this is really big because remember, there's a lot of speculation in the markets for every other cryptocurrency, including Ethereum, including Solana, and including your other favorite coins out there. But the main point is the major chain, the major technology that people are going to build on, and I'm talking about very high level projects with a lot of money behind it, is going to be Bitcoin. So any blockchain or any ecosystem that, number one, doesn't have connections to Bitcoin, direct connections to Bitcoin, is going to have problems. And number two, the ones that are not already interacting and already building within the merged or bridged Bitcoin and Internet Computer or Bitcoin and Ethereum ecosystems, they're already behind. And so this is very important to understand because Internet Computer is already there. So let's watch this quick little clip that Dfinity posted with one of their team members here.
Empowering Bitcoin builders and a road to DeFi singularity.
That's the chief business officer, it said, at Dfinity Foundation. So let's listen to what he says.
Road to DeFi singularity. ICP runs Bitcoin innovation. I'm very proud to tell you that today over 40 Bitcoin projects are building Bitcoin DeFi and Bitcoin Web3 with ICP technology in the background. This makes ICP the preferred choice for Bitcoin innovation.
So this is already occurring. This was just posted at the end of January 2025. And so when we kind of look at the Internet Computer ecosystem, besides just what they're talking about with AI, there is a lot already built on top of Internet Computer. You can see 338 projects. I've also been looking at some of the things that they've been talking about around the world. They have ICP hubs, which are like community meetups and hackathons to discuss, future projects or actually build projects within the ecosystem and find people who are doing the same. And so, yeah, you can see that they already have AI, they have EVMs, ICP swap. We've done videos on that. Orally. This is the fully on-chain oracles for secure and reliable decentralized data feeding and automation across multiple chains. Again, we're in 2025. Like, we are in the bull run when I'm recording this video. We're in 2025, almost a year after the Bitcoin halving in 2024. And there are still blockchains that are like, oh, well, we're going to connect to these chains. We're working on it. It's like, what? Like, where have you been the last 4 years, right? Like, blockchains have already done it. And this is why when I talk about Internet Computer, Internet Computer had a terrible failed launch that was also manipulated by the likes of FTX and other market manipulators. So, right? So there was a lot of concern whether Internet Computer was a pump and dump or at the beginning, or whether this is an actual project. And they've proven over the last few years that they are accelerating their growth at a rapid pace, right? This is from August of 2024. Internet Computer Protocol project achieved a first by hosting a fully on-chain AI model. So an AI company deployed OpenAI's GPT-2 on the ICP blockchain, aiming to test new ways to train, maintain, and deploy AI models. And so again, these things are already on chain. Internet Computer is already there. The only other major AI project besides the micro cap cryptos or stocks, which we're really not going to talk about here, because those can pump just based on the fact that they have very low market cap and very low liquidity. So when somebody puts a buy order in for $10,000 of it, the price shoots up because there's no liquidity in the system. So that's why we're really going to focus on the major chains, right, with the multiple billions of dollars in market cap, or at least hundreds of millions. Anyway, um, so understanding that the only other major competitor from an AI perspective is ASI, or the Fetch, Singularity, and Ocean Protocol combination. But when I'm recording this video at the beginning of 2025, there is still no explanation as to what ASI is, what they're doing, when they're deploying technology, how many projects are building on them, all these things that we're talking about in this video for Internet Computer. So this, in my view, puts Internet Computer as the AI protocol for this cycle, bottom line. And granted, there could be a number 2 and a number 3 grade, but we're talking about the top. And I believe that that's Internet Computer. Again, these are my opinions, and I could be wrong. So keep that in mind. But if you guys know of any other ones, let me know down below in the comments. But most of the ones that are going to be in the comments are going to be like, $10 million market cap. There's no liquidity, no usage or anything. And so looking at what ICP is doing already and what they are planning to release, you know, when I was making this, like pulling up all the information for this video, I was actually thinking, I was like, has Internet Computer fulfilled what I thought they were going to fulfill over the last, however many months since we took a break on the channel? And at first I was like, no, they haven't. But then I was thinking about it and I'm like, maybe they are not talking about what, or they're not releasing, the thing that would push the price significantly higher based on either usage or new partnership or new technology that they're going to release until the market narrative switches on for AI. Because remember what we talked about in my previous videos. If you haven't checked those out, make sure you guys are subscribed and go check out my other videos where we talk about on a daily basis kind of what's going on in the markets. And one of the videos that we talked about is this cycle doesn't really have a narrative. The previous cycle was DeFi summer, and then it was Solana summer, and then it was NFTs and all of this. This cycle really doesn't have a narrative, and everybody's anticipating that it's going to be an AI narrative, but that AI narrative hasn't really picked up in 2025 just yet, but it may, especially with what's happening in the AI realm with OpenAI and some of the data centers that are and Bitcoin mining companies that are pivoting to AI compute and what that's going to look like. I don't know. But bottom line is, Internet Computer is the only major blockchain that can host and is actually hosting AI. They also just posted their developers back in January an overview introducing Onda. Onda is an innovative agent development framework designed to build a highly composable, autonomous, and permanently memory-enabled AI agent network. By connecting AI agents across various industries, Onda aims to create a super AGI system, advancing artificial intelligence to higher levels. And then they kind of talk a little bit about the code and show some different image descriptions on what that looks like. For this video, you just kind of have to know that they're working on it, and it's actually like in development right now. You can see all of that on the Dfinity forum. We can also see that to be the AI agent of the blockchain ecosystem or of just the internet, right? You have to have bridges and connections to all of the other information and also into other blockchains and financial ecosystems. And so Internet Computer has what they call chain key Ethereum, as well as chain key Bitcoin, as well as chain key USDC. Chain key is basically the bridge that allows Internet Computer to connect to these other blockchains. They wrote on their website, Chain Key Ether is a multi-chain Ether twin on the Internet Computer Protocol. It's an ICRC1 compliant token that is backed one-to-one by Ether, such that one Chain Key ETH or CK ETH can always be redeemable for one Ethereum and vice versa. The Chain Key Ethereum Minter Canister, which is basically the smart contract, is responsible for both minting Chain Key Ethereum tokens when the user transfers Ethereum to its control, as well as burning Chain Key Ethereum when handling Ether retrieval requests. And again, the same kind of technology for Bitcoin and USDC. These transactions are facilitated through a ledger canister, ledger smart contract, which in conjunction with archive canisters or smart contracts tracks chain key Ethereum account balances and transaction history between accounts. An index canister or smart contract provides access to chain key transactions associated with those individual accounts. So yeah, basically it's a bridge to the other blockchains. And again, we're in 2025 and there's still blockchains. ASI is an example that is not connected to any of these other blockchains. And so, how is any AI agent that they create going to be able to transact with the other blockchains and therefore be the AI agent of the blockchain ecosystem? I don't see how it can, at least right now in its current form, where internet computer, it's already there, right? They are already there. And so, whether these fundamentals are actually going to matter from a price perspective, well, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Because I do have charts to show you and some other announcements that came out. But yeah, I wanted you guys to see this because I think that it's important. When I'm recording this video, it looks like, let's pull up the 1 month chart of Chain Key Ethereum. You can see that right now, it's showing about very, very low usage, right? So anywhere from 5 to 30, 5 to 40 Ethereum in volume a day. So that's very, very low. But again, like, are people actually using these technologies? Well, they're in development, and Internet Computer, I believe, would is probably testing a lot, right? We just saw that they're testing OpenAI's GPT on the ICP blockchain. So this takes time because they have to make sure that the blockchain can actually handle it at low loads and then also at much scaled up versions of those same transactions. Anyway, chain key Bitcoin transactions, we can see here on the 1 month chart, it looks like 6, 7, 12, 6, 7, 8, 12. So, in the low double digits, we're seeing in volume a day in Bitcoin. But remember, I mean, Bitcoin is $100,000. So 10 of those would be $1 million in volume for the day. So that is still a lot of transactions processing, in my view. And then USDC. This is also extremely important, the USDC standpoint, because as I've talked about for years on this channel, if you don't have connections to regulatorily compliant stable coins like USDC that can be converted from physical money into digital money and then AI agent type money, it's not going to work out. So CKUSD is super important from an AI perspective and also just from a transacting perspective and an interoperability perspective. So yeah, you can see it looks like over 100, really over $200,000 per day in the beginning of or end of January, early February. It looks like in the $1 million range as well, we saw. So a lot of transactions in USDC. So it looks like more potential throughput in the CKUSDC transactions, but maybe in the Ether and Bitcoin, it's higher dollar values, right? Because of the pricing of those coins. So anyway, this is super important. The connections and the bridges to other ecosystems, Internet Computer is already there. We also have a staking ecosystem. It's a little bit more complicated. I don't remember every aspect of how these neurons work. You could probably look at my old videos on that, or we can do a future video on it. Let me know down below in the comments. But essentially, they call it neurons. Internet Computer Protocol utility tokens or token holders can stake their ICP with neurons or in the nervous network system or NNS to engage in network governance and earn voting rewards for their participation. Neurons are not dissolving by default. In order to unlock and withdraw the tokens, the token holder must completely dissolve their neuron. The period of time which this occurs is called the dissolve delay. Token holders can increase their dissolve delay at any time, but neurons can always dissolve in real time, meaning once you lock them, they're locked in until they fully dissolve. You can extend the period that you're locking your coins in staking, but I guess you can't reduce it. Now, staking, in my view, was a big last cycle narrative. I don't think it's going to pick up as much excitement this cycle. But it is important to understand why staking is important, right? You can see here the total supply of ICP that is staked is 44.3%, so almost half. Now, this is a big reduction from where we were, let's say 1 year ago. You can see that on the chart here. 1 year ago, it looked like the total was 245 million ICP was locked, and now we have 234 million ICP locked. It's actually not that big of a difference. Only 10 million ICP have unlocked in a year, which means that people are keeping their coins locked in. you can clearly see that people believe in the ecosystem because the number one dissolve delay time frame is 8 years, meaning somebody's locking their coins in the staking ecosystem for 8 years. And again, the longer you stake, the higher your reward and all of this for the future. So this tells me that the people who like whales, for instance, because it's 143 million ICP, 143 million ICP at um, how much is it? $6 is rough math. Let's just pull up a calculator. 7 times 143 million is $1 billion worth of ICP is locked in the staking ecosystem for 8 years. It's a lot. And that tells me that there are people who really believe in where the future of internet computer is. That is the ultimate way to, you know, to test if somebody really believes in their ecosystem, right? I mean, there's a lot of conversation about other ecosystems and their staking and where all the coins went, and it's like people pulled and sold, right? That's what happens. But you can see here that it's actually increasing, and the belief, like the 8 year lock, has increased from 140 million to 143 million over the last 3 months. That's a big difference. It's a big jump, and it's jumped almost 10 million, while the rest of staking has decreased. The long time stakers have increased. It's very interesting to see. But that tells me people believe in the project and they're putting their money where their mouth is. And from an investor perspective, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. We just heard that Elliptic and Dfinity Foundation are partnering to set new standards in blockchain security and compliance across the Internet Computer Protocol ecosystem. This is from the beginning of February. It says Elliptic, the global leader in crypto asset compliance and risk management, is pleased to announce a strategic collaboration with Dfinity Foundation. This partnership aims to establish new benchmarks for security and compliance across the Internet Computer Protocol ecosystem. And so this is really important for ICP. Remember, Dfinity Foundation is based in Switzerland, right? And that's where the money is, right? So they for this to be global finance and be able to globally transact, they need to have these partners that will help ensure security, ensure compliance, and not just for the Internet Computer Protocol ecosystem, but also for the customers that are going to or want to use the Internet Computer Protocol. Anyway, so going back to the dashboard, a lot to see in what's going on in the whole ecosystem. You can see this is the node dashboard. This shows you active data centers, boundary node data centers, and upcoming data centers. And you can see a lot is in the U.S. Some is in it looks like El Salvador, maybe Guatemala, a few um, South American countries, 2 in South Africa somewhere, a lot in Europe, and pretty much every continent except for Antarctica. So, Dominic, if you're watching, let's get a node out there. He probably would as well. So that would be funny if they did that. But anyway, you can see 1,300 nodes and power consumption 346 kilowatts. I don't know really. I've been following Bitcoin mining companies and looking into how they energize their ecosystems, and I really do not understand the power consumption, like how that ties into everything. I know it does, but I just cannot figure out how it does fully. But anyway, moving right along, Internet Computer Protocol is now fourth in 90-day revenue amongst layer one blockchains, according to Token Terminal. So I pulled up Token Terminal so that we can see the actual updated info. Let's adjust this. And you can see that in the last 90 days, the number one blockchain was Tron. The number two blockchain, again, this is 90-day revenue. Ethereum was $372 million, and then it was Solana with $274 million, and then Internet Computer. And while, yes, Internet Computer did rank number 4, the difference between where Internet Computer is and Solana is, I mean, significant. So Solana is let's just say $275 million in 90-day volume. Internet Computer is $6.5 million. So I can't even do the math on that. It is 40 times higher, 45 times higher. So I don't know that that necessarily is something to celebrate, but it is something to keep in mind, right? That there's three major revenue makers in the blockchain ecosystem. So if you're looking to build a long-term business where you can make revenue, yeah, these are the blockchains you want to look at. I wouldn't look at internet computer, but you could also look at it from the perspective of why is the revenue so low and how many node operators are you competing with compared to an Ethereum ecosystem, right? Where revenue, you're competing with thousands and thousands and thousands of other nodes, right? It's very, the competition is high. Where when you have smaller competition, it's much easier to scale and grow. And as the blockchain grows and the revenue grows, you get a bigger piece of the pie than you were if you were to put those resources into Ethereum. So from like a business growth perspective, if you believe in internet computer, that's something that, as an investor, you would probably look and say, okay, where do I invest if I don't want to invest in Solana, Ethereum, or Tron? Well, the next best thing is Internet Computer or BNB chain, but nah, I don't want to really get involved in BNB chain. And then you have Avalanche, which is even half of where Internet Computer is. And I don't even think Avalanche is focusing on this AI compute because the AI compute is going to bring so much money to the ecosystem. Whoever the winner is, whether it's Internet Computer, ASI, or another coin, the winners there are going to be the projects that get companies to use their technology on a regular basis and are constantly driving that compute. It's going to make it better for everybody. The transactors in the network, the people who are running the network, the holders within the network. That's kind of the way that I view it. Moving right along, Dfinity also posted this. According to Token Terminal, Internet Computer crossed 1 million ICP burn, making it the sixth highest revenue generating blockchain. Now, in some ecosystems, talking about coin burning is taboo, but not in Internet Computer. And why that is important is because as coins are, um, there is a spot here. Maybe it's already on this page. Yeah, it's the cycle burn rate. So while some ecosystems look at coin burning as a negative, I don't, especially as an investor in ecosystems, right? Because the coin burning mechanism reduces the supply, and by reducing the supply, you would imagine the price of the coin is going to go higher. So that's what happens in the ecosystem here. Now, some of that cycle burn is from the just I guess which you would call emissions, but you can see that cycles per second that are burned 757 billion. And so, like I said, I don't fully remember all of these terminology, right? So you have cycle burns, and then you have total burned Internet Computer Protocol, actual coins. And so a lot of ecosystems, even fixed ones, right? They still emit some new coins into the ecosystem. The easiest way to identify this is you look at the market cap and then you look at the fully diluted market cap. This tells you if the supply is maxed out or the total supply versus the circulating supply. So the circulating supply with Internet Computer, for example, is 480 million. The total supply is 530 million. I would imagine the 150 mil. What is that? No, it's a 50 million ICP difference. I don't know what those 50 million coins where they are. But with a lot of coins, like it will be max total supply a billion and circulating supply 100 million. So there's only 10% of the supply is released. And that's an issue because when is the rest of the supply going to be released? If you go to Token Unlock's website, you can see how many of these blockchains are emitting new coins every single week. It's most blockchains. They're emitting millions of dollars in coins every week. This is to pay the network fees, to pay the operators of the network, or it's just releasing Genesis coins from founders and investors. But the bottom line is when you don't have a burn mechanism to offset that inflation rate, it really skews the numbers. I mean, another blockchain, I'm not going to mention the name of it, but we talked about it a lot previously on this channel. Most of the holders have no idea that the actual circulating supply is inflating at 1 billion coins per year within that ecosystem because they're just like, no, no, we don't burn coins. And it's like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that new coins are not being released. They're like, no, no, we have a fixed supply. It's like when you get to that point, it makes me believe that people are misleading others on purpose, right? Because why would I want to mislead my viewers who may not understand how that mechanism works? I fully didn't when I first started learning about stocks and crypto and finance, right? So the fact that internet computer does burn coins, I think, is important. Going back to the dashboard here, yeah, you can see if we pull up the 1 year chart, we went from 159, let's just say 160,000 ICP burned. And in the last 1 year, think about this, guys. In the last 1 year, they've burned 1 million coins. And I still have my Dr. Evil GIF right here. Yeah, they burned 1 million coins. It looks like a majority of these coins started to burn in September. Now, I don't know what the cause of this is. If anybody in the ICP ecosystem knows, let me know down below, because that is a significant increase. As a holder, it should be a good thing for the price if we're in an upward moving market, which I think that we are in 2025. But anyway, enough about the coin burning because I spend way too much time on that. So this is another chart about revenue. We don't have to look at that. This is some other stats to look at within the Internet Computer Protocol ecosystem. I figured we'd pull this up and discuss it regardless. Let's see if I can make this larger so it's easier to see. Not really. All right, so it's going to be a little small. But yeah, you can see here revenue in 30 days was $2.4 million. I mean, 30 days, that's still a lot of money. But, how is that being dispersed to the individual operators of the network, right? That's the question. As somebody who would want to build the business on the network, they would want to understand a little bit more. You could see total ICP burn in 30 days was 1.15 million. That's, I mean, if they burned 1 million in the last year, well, it's less than a year. That means that they're burning a very, very like 2 to 3 million a day. So yeah, that's a. But I don't understand why the coins are being burned at a more accelerated pace. So I'm going to do more research into that to understand that. But yeah, there's a lot of data here on the blockchain. So kind of pulling it back to, is ICP right for me, right? This is in Kenya. They have you can see here, this is in the heart of Kenya. Build a future with internet computer. They're doing a lot, like I said earlier, they're doing a lot of ICP hubs out there. Price-wise, you can see that we're at yearly lows, right? Literally yearly lows. If I pull this, can't do anything with this chart anymore here. So let's go here. So this is the ICP price. And you can see that it topped about $21 and basically a year ago. And it's come down pretty much ever since. Are we going to pump higher than $20? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Remember, the low was 293. That was in September of 2023. That was the cycle low. There's a lot of ICP, I believe, that is, we saw it's locked up for a very long time so that we know those coins are not going to be sold. And removing coins from this circulating supply and putting them into the staked lock ecosystem, that's positive for token holders because there's less supply, because if demand increases and more usage of the network increases, we are going to see potentially that demand and supply imbalance come to fruition, and that's where the price goes significantly higher. Now, these are just theories. I don't know that it's actually going to happen. For me, yes. The answer is ICP is right for me. I am holding ICP. Right now, I'm not necessarily adding or selling anything, but I do plan to sell my ICP this cycle and then repurchase it in the bear market. So keep that in mind. Like I told my viewers last year, and that has not changed, like by the end of this cycle, and maybe it's already ended and we all missed it. And again, I'm recording this in the beginning of 2025. But by the end of the cycle, I want to have zero crypto in my portfolio. I want to reset in the new cycle in the bear market. Am I going to time it right? Who knows? I don't think anybody knows that answer, right? So that's why I say, like, we have to sell into the narrative and buy in the fear of the market when there are collapses or bankruptcies or over leverage gets wiped out. And I don't think that we've fully seen it yet. I mean, we've obviously come down significantly. I mean, from $21 down to $7. That's a 67% reduction in the price. So for us to get back there, we have to triple the price, right? It's come down 70%, and we have to 300x to get back to where we were. Or sorry, I should say 3x to get back to where we were. Can we get there? I don't know. Hopefully, yes. Hopefully, the answer is yes. But can't guarantee that. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Is ICP right for your portfolio? Why or why not? Let me know the details down below. If I missed anything that you guys want me to cover in future videos as well, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and I'll see you when I see you. Crypto on.